In today's video, I'm going to talk about something I haven't talked about on this channel yet, and that's politics. As you can see on my screen, I'm going to be going over the presidential debate. I thought it was hilarious. I wanted to share my reaction with you guys. I stay away from politics. I stay out of it. At this point, I really don't care, but I can't help but get a kick out of this shit. Let's dive into it. Let's watch it together.
Former President Trump, to follow up, you would be 82 at the end of your second term. What do you say to voters who have concerns about your capabilities to serve?
Well, I took two tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. Like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. But I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, you know, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior. 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way.
So Biden he's just trying to smile it off, but he's obviously bothered by what Trump is saying. Otherwise, he wouldn't react at all to it. He'd just be focused on the debate. But Trump's going after Biden, obviously, for his cognitive abilities here, and he uses golf as his tool of choice to do so. But he's trying to obviously just convey, oh, I'm cognitive, I'm in shape, I can run the country type of thing.
Make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
This really shows you how much Biden has regressed as a speaker. At this point, I just don't understand what he's doing. Like, he has nothing else to prove. You don't need to be president. Why don't you just go be with your family? Like, we are literally watching Joe Biden turn into dust. He's been in the politic game for a very long time. His entire adult life, he's been doing this. He's been a really great speaker in the past, and it's obvious it's just not here. He's really struggling to get his thoughts across and just even speak and put together a coherent sentence. He's struggling.
On January 6th, we had a great border. Nobody coming through, very few. On January 6th, we were energy independent. On January 6th, we had the lowest taxes ever. We had the lowest regulations ever. On January 6th, we were respected all over the world. All over the world, we were respected. And then he comes in, and we're now laughed at. We're like a bunch of stupid people. What happened to the United States' reputation under this man's leadership is horrible.
Trump saying that people are, they're feeling this sort of way or that sort of way. It's no different than what people have always thought. It was no different when he was in office. It's no different than when Biden was in office. This has been the status quo, talking out the side of his neck. At this point, I mean, that's situation normal for Sir Donald.
Will you pledge tonight that once all legal challenges have been exhausted, that you will accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins, and you will say right now that political violence in any form is unacceptable?
Well, I shouldn't have to say that, but of course I believe that. It's totally unacceptable. And if you would see my statements that I made on Twitter at the time, and also my statement that I made in the Rose Garden, you would say it's one of the strongest statements you've ever seen. In addition to the speech I made in front of, I believe, the largest crowd I've ever spoken to, and I will tell you, nobody ever talks about that. They talk about a relatively small number of people that went to the Capitol. Russia would have never attacked if I were president.
President Trump, the question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins? Yes or no, please.
I have to say, I'm really tired of this question. He's never going to admit that he lost, bro. Like, he's not going to do it. Stop asking him that fucking question. Oh, and the way they worded it. Oh, well, after your legal challenges. Shut up. I'm so tired of this shit. It's the same old tired fucking bullshit. I hate the question. And obviously, it's a stupid question. You got a stupid response.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our...
Of course he was going to run, dude. Of course he was going to run. Look, I don't even know why I have to say this. It's pretty obvious. Trump trying to be president isn't for the benefit of the nation. It's never been. It's never been the benefit of the nation for him to become president. The only reason is that it benefits him. It's all business. It's all about making Trump more money. Doesn't care. And like, you can't blame the guy though. I mean, he's after him and his. You know, the stuff that Trump says, the way he behaves, it gets attention. It's media, and it doesn't, like, Trump realizes this. And he doesn't care what the press is. Any press is good press for him. Any attention. Period. Half the nation agrees with it and doesn't care if he says anything that's out of color or out of line or something he probably just shouldn't say altogether.
I would be very happy to be someplace else, in a nice location someplace. And again, no indictments, no political opponent stuff, because it's the only way he thinks he can win. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it.
He's saying it himself, like, it's just driving his numbers up. Everything that's happened has just made Trump more popular. You know, here's the reality. And the thing is, it's hard for people to do. Even myself, look, I'm doing a video on this shit, you know. I typically, like I said, I typically try to stay out of politics. If people don't agree with me, I don't care. It's not to hurt anybody. You can believe whatever you want. At this point, I really don't care who the president is. The only way that you really beat Donald is you just don't give him the attention. He says crazy stuff or he does crazy stuff. Don't watch it. When you don't give him the attention, people aren't talking about him. People aren't thinking about him. Trump is a psychopath. Maybe not in a traditional sense, like he's gonna kill someone. No, like not like that. His style, his way of thinking, even if him being in office is detrimental to the nation, which it is, Trump is not good for the nation. He's the absolute opposite of what the country needs. He's an instigator. He's gonna rile you up. All this that's happened with the indictments, the charges, it really isn't gonna do anybody any good. You're adding fuel to the fire. You know, you probably would have been better off just leaving the guy alone. He still would have ran. And because the situation's so bad. Look, to be completely honest with you, just because you're president, you're not necessarily making all the decisions. When it comes to the economy is going to do what the economy does. Now, can the president influence relationships with other countries that can affect the economy? Sure. But the reality is those trades, the imports, the exports, the deals that we make with these other countries, it's beyond the president. It's more than that. On a global scale, it's kind of hard to comprehend. Just because Donald Trump is the president doesn't mean the economy is going to do any more or any better than what it's doing. Since Biden has been president, the economy hasn't really changed. People are still spending. Even through COVID, people were spending, even with inflation through the roof and the Fed, we're trying to fight inflation. Let's hike up the interest rates. People are still spending. The economy is what the economy is. People want to talk about the housing bubble. There is no bubble. It's not like 2008. That's not what's happening here. The way that the middle class has been priced out of home ownership. If you didn't own a home before COVID, you were fucked. You could almost say Donald Trump had single-handedly wiped out the middle class. This is what nobody's talking about. And they knew that this was going to happen. Home prices. What he is doing, what Trump is trying to do, of course, make himself more money. And what he is also trying to do is other people with money trying to make them more money. And that's what was happening. You had the rich, and then the rich just got richer. The middle class become poor because now they're priced out of home ownership. House prices haven't went down, not enough to make a difference or really persuade people to go back in and try to buy homes again. If you're priced out, you're almost fucked. And I don't see home prices really coming back down to a level where somebody with my level of income, even like 2 incomes that I have in my house, we can't afford a house. We can't do it. Where we live, where the market's at, it's never going to happen. And I don't see it changing. And the experts don't see it changing. People are going to say whatever they want to say. If you want to know the truth, follow the money.
Well, let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner. When you lost the first time, you continued, you appealed and appealed to courts all across the country. Not one single court in America said any of your claims had any merit. I doubt whether you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea, if you lose again, you accepting anything, you can't stand the loss.
He's a whiner.
Something snapped in you when you lost. The only person at this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. And the fact of the matter is, you can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, he said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, anyway, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
What's the biggest lie that he's a 6 handicap of all?
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I have, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to turn.
Let's not act.
Dude, he's so offended when Trump claims he's never been a 6 handicap. He's like, I got it down to a 6. This is the best part of the whole debate for me, is like, Joe's like, yeah, I'll be happy to have a driving contest with you. I don't think Joe could even hold a golf club right now. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up, talk some shit down in the comments. It helps me out a lot. Until the next one, I'm out of here.
What he says he is, and take a look.